What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showcasing some Kingdra in the EUIC meta. This Pokemon, in my opinion, is either one of the best or one of the worst Pokemon in the entire format. Really depends on how good you are at baiting. Swift is a very cheap move, Outrage is a very expensive move, and if you're good at making those calls right, this Pokemon can be incredibly oppressive and a lot of fun to use. Really quick, before we do get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Licky into Spidops. Okay, not a bad lead, not a bad lead. Whole team is playing into this, but by far my rollout user is my best answer, so we'll see if they stay in or not, and they are staying in, which is kind of interesting to me, because at this point, you have to know that Spidops is not great into Licky on even situations. But I mean, Spidops is Spidops for a reason. It's got a lot of play, even in its bad matches. They're at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, okay, 18. So they're at 3 right now. I think, honestly, it's not a bad idea to switch. I can bring in my Kingdra here. They're going to be in range where a Swift could knock him out. And we end up baiting out his Seeking. 6, okay. And they just Icy Wind us here. Now, Seeking, while I know it's a pretty good neutral Pokemon, I know that I'm going to outpace him quite a bit here, especially with the energy lead that we had. So we're just going to go here straight up for the Outrage, because, I mean, at this point, I want to guarantee a shield or a knockout. I feel like it would be a bit of a risky thing to go for a Swift, especially if they no-shield. That's a really nice Outrage to land there. I get a huge farm down, and while I am debuffed, I have to keep in mind, I can swap potentially in a second here, too. Oh, wow. I'm very glad they didn't bring this in a second ago into my Kingdra. I feel like this would have been a much more consistent answer into my Dragon-type Pokemon. I don't know if I was expecting to see that. But we'll bring in Spiritomb now, and I think we're in a pretty good spot. What's the moveset on to Dunsparce in this meta? I think Rock Slide, Body Slam is probably the most likely, but I could see them potentially being on Drill Run still, so I'll shield the first just to make sure I'm playing it safe. Alright. I mean, okay. I'll Rock Tomb this anyway. I think they're trying to make a catch there, which is not a bad idea. But, like, this thing's gonna get one-shot by a Rock Tomb as well. And I have a Swift loaded in the back on my Kingdra. And, I mean, I bet I survive a Rock Slide. I also have a Body Slam loaded on my Licky. I think they're just... They're done. They're done this game. There's not much they can do at this point. Yeah. We have the Rock Tomb already. We'll see what they do. If they go for the shield here, we just switch. If they no shield, then... I mean, at that point, the game's over. Big Rock Tomb. Yeah. That was... I guess that could have been worse if they came into Dunsparce into my Kingdra, but we'll take it. LNDS Wings. Let's see what he's running. Licky into Shadow Drapion. Okay. Pretty neutral matchup here. The best thing about this, though, is unless they go for Aqua Tail baits, I do outpace the Body Slams, and I have a potential to one-shot with Earthquake as well. So, like, this isn't necessarily amazing for them, but it's Shadow Drapion, right? Shadow Drapion's main claim to fame is having play against everything all the time and being annoying no matter what. So we'll see what they want to do. Nice catch. They also got a rollout sneak there. I mean, that's a really obvious catch, but I kind of have to throw my move there anyway, because, well, first of all, the visuals don't really tell you what's going on half the time in this game. And second of all, because it's not like I have a hard answer to this anyway. I think I'm gonna... I'll shield the first move, actually. And then... I think I'm just gonna overfarm a lot of energy here. Because I can survive a Drill Run pretty easily from this range. I just want to make sure I have enough energy to Rock Tomb against that Drapion if we need to. They should be at 3 Poison Stings on that thing, so they're not quite at a move just yet. Okay, we're at back-to-back Rock Tombs. If they shield this, I have the next one ready to go. If they no-shield, that's why we have that Rock Tomb on our Spiritomb, right? Just to have another move for the backline. They do let it go. Likely Drapion comes in, yep. But I mean, this Rock Tomb here is going to do quite a bit of damage to them if they do end up letting it go, so we'll see if they shield or not. Big Rock Tomb. We get a shield. And I think now I do survive this crunch, actually. I'm going to let this go. They should be dry right now. Yeah, I can get an Earthquake off here. And I guess that's fine. I Earthquake a Kingdra. That's going to put them pretty low. Maybe even into farm down range, potentially, for my own Kingdra. 3. Alright. How bad are my counts here? Not that bad, I guess. With that said, I am pretty low on HP, so maybe I should have shielded that anyway. But the way I see it, if I land a Swift here, that probably just puts him into Dragon Breath and Sucker Punch down range. So I think I'm still fine. Yeah. They let that go. And I mean, my fast move pressure, even on Sucker Punches, it's going to shred through the Shadow Drapion. That's why Sucker Punch is such a nice move to have on Spiritomb. The fast move pressure is insane. I still have his shield left over. I still have Dragon Breath damage I can get to him. They need 3 Aqua Tails to win this. And at this point, even if they have back-to-back moves, 1 Dragon Breath should just snipe him down here. Alright, big Aqua Tail. They probably survive on 1 HP here, which, I mean, I guess they're still trying to play this out. They think there's a chance. But Drapion cannot have 3 charge attacks at one time, and even if they could, they literally just barely got to 2. So, we farm this down. Kingdra gets the win. GG's. Alright, next battle. We'll see Lickitung into Dragalge. Okay. So, I've seen a couple of these in this meta running Focus Blast. Should we be considering that as an option? Probably. But they don't go for it, at least. That's nice. I'm always a little bit worried about that now, every time I see Dragalge. Big Outrage. We survived that. I mean, I don't know what this is, but I think no matter what, going for an Earthquake here is not a bad play. It is a Lickitung, which is good to know. I could have gone here for just a swap immediately into my Spiritomb, but by going for that attack, I kind of just guarantee at this point that my Spiritomb should be able to just farm this all the way down. That's 4. It could be a Shadow Ball, I suppose. Which is slightly more awkward, I guess, but I think I can still just 1 shield farm down. Yeah. We'll just go for the 1 shield farm down here, have back-to-back attacks ready to go against the backline. And this is going to be a little bit hard for them to come back from, I think. But, you know, there's always a chance here they have, I don't know, Grimmsnarl or something in the backline. That would be a little bit annoying, I guess, to absorb my energy. They shouldn't be able to switch out. I get the farm down here. Yeah. They probably come in Dragalge here. And I'm actually just going to go for a Shadow Ball, because I feel like them calling this is very possible. And I want to just guarantee either both shields go down from them, or potentially I get a lot of damage. Okay, we switch. Okay, final Pokemon is a Spidops. And I mean, I'm pretty low on HP right now, but I have a lot of energy on both my Spiritomb as well as my Kingdra, so I'm just going to have to go for a Charge Attack spam. I also have some energy on my Lickitung, but they have a catch opportunity available. Nice call by them. But I mean, what happens if I get another Swift off? Then they have to shield this. And if they don't, they get farmed down. Yeah, big shield. I mean, their HP is getting really low now, too, just like straight up. I might just be able to farm them down here, even if they do go for a catch. Okay, big lunge. Because these Bug Bites, I mean, while they are doing a lot of damage to us, my Dragon Breaths are kind of shredding them. I could go for a combo play here, and that's not a bad play. But I feel like coming in Lickitung also isn't terrible. Nice catch. But as I was saying, I mean, I have a Rock Tomb loaded in the backline, right? So as long as either I knock out the Dragalge or the Spidops with this move, it should just be game over. They can try to go for a farm down here. I guess maybe their win con is I one-turn lag, and I don't get my move off. But, you know, that's not exactly the most consistent win con for them. No lag for them. We get the Rock Tomb. We get the knockout. Yeah, Shadow Balling that Dragalge was huge. I feel like a lot of the time Spiritomb doesn't need a second move, but sometimes it's nice to just have a little bit more damage. Alright, next game. We'll see Lickitung into Furret. Okay, I don't love that. I'll switch out here just to try to dance around if I can. I don't want this Furret to go for Brick Breaks into me. What is this? Yo! Am I crazy to think this is not that bad for me? Shadow Armaldo is crazy. I think I can probably just flip this, though, by going straight Swift. Cross Poison, don't boost? Okay. I mean, I have back-to-back Swifts here, and since I was able to get that energy lead, I think I can just guarantee that 2-shield matchup no matter what here. But Armaldo is insane, and I respect it. Looks like they do Collar Bait, which is not a bad idea. I feel like they might just be sacrificing Armaldo, but I want to guarantee the 2s. I want my Lickitung away from that Furret, if I can. They do let that go, so they get a shield advantage. But now I'll get my Spiritomb against this, which is pretty good. And this might be a bad play, but I'm going to Swift them here. Main reason being that while they can now overfarm a little bit more energy against us, I don't really care about the energy with my Spiritomb into Furret. More so, I just want to put this into a range where like Body Slam could knock out later on. So that's the justification there. And honestly, with how low this Furret is, yeah, I'm pretty happy I did that. Swift will knock us out, but I mean, Sucker Punch damage is going to do a lot to them too. Oh my goodness, double Bug Rocks. I guess that makes sense, huh? But I mean, does it also not just make sense to go straight Body Slam against this? Do I just degen my opponent? Who needs to go for efficient attacks when I can just Body Slam? These rollouts are doing so much damage here. At this point, the longer this goes on, the closer they get to being in range where just fast move pressure knocks them out, right? They have to shield everything I throw them. Yeah, big shield on the big Body Slam. And they try to throw in CMP, so I get a full rollout for free as well. I kind of figured they could try to do that. There's really no reason for them to do that, but I just had a feeling they might, so I'm glad I overfarmed here. Now Body Slam guarantees a knockout. I get a full extra fast move of rollouts there against this thing for free. And now Body Slam gets that final shield. And if they ever switch, we switch. And, you know, if they catch on Furret, they catch on Furret. Body Slam here is still basically going to knock them out, right? And they're in fast move farm down range on that Cleavor. Yeah. I mean, their win condition right now is getting a Brick Break off here, and then knocking us out with X-Scissor, and then being able to Fury Cutter down our Licky with that Cleavor. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to be enough. I feel like I have too much fast move pressure anyway. Yeah, that thing is just dead. Just from fast moves. Let's go. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Licky into Furret. Okay. I wouldn't call this a great matchup for us. I'm going to switch out. It's not unplayable for Licky, but I'd prefer not to be in a situation here where they're able to just, like, Brick Break us, right? And ramp up so much. Furret Grimmsnarl. So, looks like our opponent's trying to play about as RPS as they can in this meta, which is an interesting thing to do. 7. Alright. I still have a foul play from this range, so I should be able to win the Zero Shield matchup just barely. Yeah. We'll go for the Swift here. Get a shield or a knockout. I would assume a shield. I'd be kind of surprised if they did let this go. But it's also not on quick attack for that Furret, right? Oh, wait. They survived that? Huh, okay. I always thought that I won that Zero Shield matchup there. Maybe I'm bad at this game. But maybe it doesn't matter. Because, I mean, we don't take a move there on our Licky anyway. We get a bit more energy. We can bring in our Spiritomb now. Oh, man. They literally are trying to RPS their way through this meta. Maybe not a bad play on their part. Because it's working out against me. It's working. What's the play here? I don't know. I need to get shields down if possible. I need to start debuffing this and hope that this starts lowering the damage of these Shadow Dragon Breaths. Oh, man. What a crazy team. They do shield that. If they no-shielded that, maybe I could have had more of a play here. Alright. I mean, I'm at the Rock Tomb here in just a second, which is nice, I guess. It's good news for people who like it when I reach Rock Tombs in the Go Battle League, but do they just get a Brutal Swing? No, they don't yet. Do they call my swap out here? I feel like they do. But, like, there's not much that I can do about that. Because, like, either way, I can't really stay in against that Furret. Oh, okay, if this knocks out, I would be so happy. If they survive this, I'm gonna cry live on camera. Oh, no! Well, they clear their debuff and likely can get a move in the backline now. Ah, man, that's sad. Brick Break is gonna hurt. But I guess it's not gonna one-shot us. So if I can get to an Earthquake here, maybe there's play. I do reach the Earthquake. If they're not at a Brutal Swing on that Tyranitar, maybe I can still win too? I don't think that's super possible. Oh, man. They're at 7 right now, so Swift's gonna knock us out here. They get a Brick Break off against our Spiritomb, and at that point, I think I'm gonna be just too low, even if they don't have a move. Yeah, these Sucker Punches are too much. That's about as RPS of a team and a game as I think we could have had in this meta, and we nearly came back from it, but just not enough. Man, that's unfortunate. It's still a decent set though, right? 4-1, a shiny Shieldon. What the heck? in the Go Battle League. All right. Gets us up to 31-27, so we'll keep it going. See if we can keep on getting some nice games with this team. Executor. Let's see what they're running now. Licky into Shadow Venomoth. Okay. Good lead, but very scary Pokemon that can ramp out of control if I'm not careful. So we'll see what they're going to do. They are staying in. Bug Bites, as you can see, do a decent amount of damage to us. Nice catch on a Kingdra, it looks like. Was this Shadow or Regular? Regular. I think I'm going to come in with my Spiritomb either way, though. Because I can just come in and Sucker Punch down depending on what moves they throw against us. I feel like this is such a likely bait here, but I feel like I can't no-shield just on the off chance it's not. Yeah, it's a Swift. But that's fine. I mean, it's not like I can't just go for a Rock Tomb into that Venomoth, and my Fast Move Pressure is going to do a lot of damage to him. They can shield this if they want to get a second Rock Tomb through against us. Which they do go for as well. Which is actually a little bit scary, because Venomoth, very offensive Pokemon, right? With shields down, there's a chance that thing could put in a lot of work, maybe landing like a Bug Buzz or something against us. But we'll Rock Tomb this immediately, get that debuff through against them. And again, we'll see what's in the backline here. I have 0 shields for my Kingdra, which is either really good or really bad for us, depending on, you know, what is in the back. Okay, they'll get the full farm down here, but they're going to be in Body Slam range, which is nice. Too bad I don't have a Body Slam, right? Okay, I think I still have a Shadow Ball. I hope I do, at least. And I can get off an Outrage. If not, this is really bad. If I don't get a move off here, this is game over. It's going to be closer than I'd like it to be. Honestly, I think Shadow Ball knocks us out before I get a move, now that I'm seeing the Sucker Punch damage. Yikes. Holy crap. I got demolished this game. Never mind, there's just no chance there. With that bait they got against us with that Spiritomb matchup, they played that way too well, and GG's. Alright, next game. Gotta make the calls better this time. Licky into Dragalge. Alright. We'll see what their moveset is here. Still worried about a potential Focus Blast coming through them. So, need to make sure we don't get one shot. We'll see what they throw them. They're over-farming, which is worrisome. I feel like that is, you know, not necessarily guaranteed to be a Focus Blast, but I feel like there is a good chance at it. They let that go, so they're going to go for the Blast here. They're just going to full send. They're going to full send. They have to. Either Outrage or Focus Blast. It's going to come through them. Yep. There it is. I knew someone is lurking around here with that moveset. Turns out it was this guy. I'm going to Earthquake now. It might be a bit of a waste of energy here, because Body Slam would knock out over time. But I just want this thing gone, if I can. So now it's going to be a 2-on-3. And Grimmsnarl is in the back. Don't love seeing this Pokemon. A little bit of a scary thing into my backline here. But we can go for the Body Slam and see what they want to do. We get a no-shield. 8, and they throw on CMP. Really nice CMP by them. I think I'm going to shield this up. I think I have to. It's not going to be a pup, right? Yeah. That'd be a really mean power-up punch. If I went for a rollout sneak there, then I would have been only 1 away from my next Body Slam, which would have been pretty nice. They do shield. They can CMP a pup here, but I don't think that knocks us out. So they don't throw it. Alright, so they should be at 6, which is a foul play now. If they actually have Play Rough on this Pokemon, then this game has been over for a while now. If they don't, then maybe there's still a chance for us. And they do instantly throw a foul play. That's good news. If they one-shot us here, I would be a little bit more concerned. Foul play still will hurt, though. Don't get me wrong. Okay, they try to catch on Licky. Luckily, we don't fall for it. We can get this Outrage off here, too. And while this isn't going to one-shot them, it likely puts them into a range where it's more manageable for my Spiritomb to hopefully farm them down. Yeah, that's going to be a good farm down for Spiritomb, potentially. Especially if they throw immediately here. Because that opens up a really annoying play against them, potentially, depending on their moveset, at least. If they're on Shadow Ball, they can probably get a move off first. But if they're not, then I should just be able to swap into Licky if I need to. Okay, well, are they actually on Shadow Ball? Is that the move? Is everyone running Shadow Ball nowadays? I guess maybe they are. Maybe I should have tried to go for a catch there. But I don't think they're out of foul play just yet on that Grimmsnarl. So we should be able to instantly Rock Tomb anyway. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that we've been Shadow Balled so many times recently. I feel like Shadow Ball is such a liability with all these normal types running around. It just opens yourself up for a catch of a Shadow Ball on a normal type, but, you know, it almost won in the game there, so you can't knock it too much. All right, next game, we see a Lickitung into Shadow Beedrill. Okay, you know, we did just lose to a Shadow Venomoth a second ago, and I don't want to lose to this, so if I can help it here, I'm going to try to play this game better. Now, we'll see what they do. Yeah, this time they're over-farming, which is really annoying, because last time I called they weren't going to be doing this, but honestly, if they're staying in here, I think it's not bad to go for a shield, because it's likely going to be a big move, whatever it's going to be. And I'm just going to go here for the Body Slam now. I'm at back-to-back Body Slams, but I'm also potentially at an Earthquake, so we might get a shield, but we might not. Okay, they do let that go. But now they're in farm down range, right? Before they get another move off, because they drill ran me, which is a lot of energy. And they bring in, I believe that was our own Lickitung. So that's fine. We Earthquake this. It does a lot of damage. And now we bring in our Spiritomb, which should also be in a pretty good spot here against this. 4, 5, 6. I'm going to shield this, because I think it's a guaranteed Earthquake. I hope they don't get to a second one, but there is a chance they do. I need 6 Sucker Punches to knock out, and it looks like that's just barely not enough here. But I can CMP them. I don't think they're at 1 HP, so this wouldn't be a shield knockout, but, you know, I'd be fine getting a shield here anyway. We'll see what's in the back, though. They do shield that, which, you know, they weren't at 1 HP. I think they're actually literally at 2, which is kind of crazy to look at. They have a way to clear a debuff still on their Beedrill. But I instantly go for the Rock Tomb here, which likely gets a shield, right? I think it has to. Yeah. Six. So they're not on play rough, but they could always go for a catch here to win the game. And we need to watch out for that. Okay, they're at a pup here after one more Sucker Punch. Just watch for the catch. Watch for the catch. Or if they go for a pup, that's fine as well. I might even survive this just barely. Because it's a debuffed power-up punch, right? I'd be kind of surprised if I didn't. I probably should have just gone and thrown a move there. But I think the fact that they threw the energy there should win me the game. They do go for the catch this time, which makes a lot of sense. But I should be able to bring in now my Lickitung and outpace him to a Body Slam before foul play is reached. And they just wasted their catch, right? There's no more catch available to them against our Lickitung here, right? So we just go instantly for the move. We have the Body Slam. And their Lickitung in the backline should just be in fast move farm down range. Either rollouts or Sucker Punches will close this one out here. And I think they're at like 1 HP, so it's gotta just be a rollout, right? A single rollout does it. Nice, okay. Grimmsnarl, a bit tricky for the team, but, you know, when Spiritomb's just so good, it doesn't even matter. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Lickitung into Shadow Venomoth. A lot of these Shadow Bugs running around right now. I'm glad that I have my Lickitung in the lead, but we've seen how scary this matchup can be, right? Okay, Milotic comes in. I actually, I paused for a second when I saw this come in. I didn't know what I was seeing, so I actually denied myself a rollout, like a bit of a bozo, but that's fine. I can bring in my Spiritomb, and it's not like we're that scared of Venomoth, as long as we're not, down a ton of shields. 3, so another Aqua Tail coming through. We survived this, believe it or not. Spiritomb, not that squishy. But they're 3 away from the next. Milotic, one of the spammiest Pokemon in this meta. I'm going to go for this Shadow Ball, because I don't necessarily need Switch. I just need to get shields down or knock this out. We'll see what they do. Yeah, no shield makes a lot of sense from them, hoping for me to make a misplay there. And I mean, they'll get a big farm down, but it's not like they have a lot of good damage into us. They could go for Poison Fang. If they have enough energy, eventually they could go for a Bug Buzz as well, but I don't think they're quite going to be able to reach that yet. Oh, nice catch. What was that on? Kingdra. I mean, I think that's fine that we get a Body Slam into them. It's going to make it a little bit easier to go for a full Dragon Breath down into. If I can one-shield Dragon Breath down, I'd be so happy. I should be able to, yeah. Then I'll get 2 Swifts into them, and then that should be game. Am I getting, some sort of breakpoint here, too? Or is that just because of my Body Slam chip damage? It almost looks like I'm doing more damage to them than they're doing to me. I don't know. Either way, it's working out. I have 2 Swifts here. I can stall my Switch Clock and swap right back into Lickitung here. And once I can switch to Licky, this should be game. Honestly, there's a chance here I could get another Swift off with my Kingdra, but I don't want to risk the huge farm down and, like, lose the game that way. So we'll just play it safe. And our fast move pressure even is adding up right now, too. Actually, we can't switch just yet, which is a little bit scary. Gives them a bit more energy. But, I mean, they still need... Like, I don't think a debuffed Poison Fang knocks me out. I think they need a Silver Wind, or a Bug Buzz to knock us out. I'm going to shield just in case they have it. They do Poison Fang, but I think I survive the next one even if they have it, which they don't. I think my lose con was just no-shielding a Bug Buzz, so we'll shield that up, go for the Body Slam, get the knockout, and get the win. Nice. Alright, next game, we'll see Licky into Kingdra. Okay. Well, this is one of those kind of bait-dependent matchups here, right, where Kingdra can do a lot of damage to Licky, but if they don't go for Outrage, I can survive the moves pretty easily. We'll see what they throw, though. I can go for the Body Slam here, right when I reach the Earthquake. 2 Body Slams do just a bit more damage than a single Earthquake does, but they can survive it in the Zero Shield matchup. Yeah, they no shield makes sense. Wow, they're overfarming a lot of energy here. So they're at 20. 5 past an Outrage. They let that go as well. I'm going to shield this up. If they go for a bait here, that's actually kind of bad for us. If they don't bait, I'm happy. Ooh, what a nice bait by them. That's actually so bad for our odds of winning this now. Wow. I have to go down 2 shields against this. That's really bad. We'll switch, because I can't give a farm down over. And we actually bring in... That's actually not bad for us. We bring in Spiritomb into Ariados. And while we will get debuffed, at the very least, I'm giving myself shields, or like playing a matchup without shields is what I'm poorly trying to say. And we can get a shield back here in just a second with a Rock Tomb. If they don't have Mega Horn, I actually survive this lunge, like this next move. And if they do have Mega Horn, I mean, that's a bit more energy they have to throw against us anyway. Big Rock Tomb, they're at 3, 4, 5. Okay, I should survive this. If I can survive this long enough to reach another Rock Tomb, I'd be pretty happy. It'll be close, though. Poison Sting's resisted. They might catch here. I think they can catch. Oh, I wasn't even watching my HP. They just farm us down. That's bad. I thought I thought I'd survive a little bit longer there. That's not great news. I'm gonna switch and hope I can Bug Bite, or Dragon Breath rather, down before they get another move off. Well, I guess I felt like there's a Bug Biter in the back. Because I said Bug Bite. And in comes a Beedrill. Actually, Beedrill, though, seems pretty playable for us, right? Because they have to shield the Swift, or else they are at risk of getting farmed down. And they have to throw pretty instantly here. Fell Stinger doesn't knock us out, so they have to go for the big move. They do X-Scissor, that knocks us out. Makes sense. I basically need to have enough energy coming out of this matchup to Body Slam that Ariados when it comes back in. If they put us into a range, though, where I just get farmed down, which honestly I might be now, I could lose. My HP is looking pretty low. I think that Kingdra might just farm us down here. Oh, yikes. Maybe I should have gone instantly for the Body Slam when this came in, because I was only 2 away from a move, and now I think 1 Poison Sting knocks us out. Yeah, those Dragon Breaths shredded our HP. I think I had a chance here. I just needed to take less fast move pressure. Maybe either by going for an Earthquake into the Beedrill, or by just playing a little bit more efficiently in the early game. I could have just no-shielded a Swift as well, and that would have put us in such a good spot. I mean, this is about as hard meta of a team as it gets here in this format, but I think the team did put in a lot of work here today. Obviously, Kingdra is a little bit bait-dependent. We saw a couple people use their Kingdra to better effect than I did in some games, but even then, it was still a pretty fun Pokemon to use, so give it a go if you want to try it out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.